Welcome back to the third part of our Quickbooks Canadian Online Guide tutorial series. So we're going to cover the account and settings page on this session. So let's get started. So you go to this page by from your main dashboard here from our sample company. You click the gear icon again and go to account and settings here, and we have this. So we have already dealt with the basic settings on our first video, I believe. So we were going to go through the other aspects of the settings here on the left hand side. So starting from usage, so usage is basically how much of your current plan you are using in your QBO. So this basically gives an overview, and if you are using to the max capacity, or if you need to upgrade or something like that, right? So as this is a trial company, this I believe this is one of the top tiers. I think it is the third package that we have with the 5 users, and we are okay with the usage here. Okay. Cells, right? Let's see what the error message says. There is an issue with the PDF settings on our end. Okay, so this is a QBO issue. That's they have some issue going on. That's why there is an error message here. They're gonna fix it themselves. We don't have to do anything about it. So customize the way the form looks to your customer. Sure. Let's have a look here. So this is basically where you can customize your invoices and stuff, how they look, etc., etc. So here, this is the default invoice that looks as it stands for our default company. So we can change stuff. This is the design section, color, logo, templates. We can change the templates here. There's different templates. We can change the fonts. We can change the printing size. We can change the contents. We can also change how the email shows up to the customer. Right. So those forms we can change in that settings. So what about this one? Cells from content. So our preferred invoice term is net 30 days. You can be due on receipt, net 15, net 60. So what this does is, let me click here. The system will make it due in 30. If we click net 30, which means like on our bills, when you send an invoice, it will not show up as due until it is 30. It's useful if you're using the QBO to track your accounts receivable and stuff. You can use a preferred delivery method as none, or send later, print later. So these options come up when you create the invoice. So if you select it here, you don't have to select that every time when you are in the invoice and creating the invoice for your customers, right? What's shipping here? Add shipping fields to the sales forms. So if you need to add shipping fields, some companies do, then you just turn it back on. I'm gonna keep it off. You can also use custom fields by going to settings and lists and custom fields. Okay. Custom transaction numbers. So if we keep this on, we can change the transaction numbers. Or if you want to keep this off, the software will auto-generate, and you cannot change the numbers, right? Service date. Add a service date if you need to track the date a service was performed separately from the invoice date. So this is also industry specific. Some companies may need it, some may not. So depending on if you need it or not, you're going to turn it on or off. If you want to add discount to the invoices, you can turn it on. If you need deposits, you can turn it on. Some people take deposits and then do the work and then take the rest of the amount, right? Tags. So this is just to add custom tags to your sales receipts, right? If you want to track them that way, like if you have all different kind of sales, if you want to tag them, like say this is for this particular company, you want to tag them with the company name or something, or maybe by industry, right? Products and services. So these are also some of the, like, mostly related to sales, right? So product services on the sales form, you can show it or you can hide it. You can turn on price rules here, create sales on select item, offer discounts, blah 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 blah. So all the advanced inventory and all that kind of stuff you can add. Use this feature. It probably is not available if you're on one of the lower end subscriptions. Progress invoicing, if you need it, you can turn it on here. Messages. So this is the default message that is sent when you send the invoice. Reminder message. You can set it to send auto reminders. Online delivery. And statements, right? What about expenses? Same deal. Same settings mostly. Show item tables on expenses, show tag fields. So all of these you can change if you want. You can use the purchase order or you can turn it off. The messages on the purchase orders. So the first day of work week, we're gonna set it as Monday. So if you want to use the QBO timesheet, you can choose to add it here. Advanced settings. So first month of fiscal year, it should be depending on your company, right? Different companies have different year endings, so just follow your year ending. All right, most companies should be doing accruals. So you'd only turn it on if you are like an accountant. You're not gonna usually do it. If you're just a staff member, this is usually done when like the whole year-end work is done and we don't want to make any changes by mistake. So what we do is we use the closing date. Say for example our closing was December, we'll put December in here and we'll use a password or something to prevent you from like accidentally changing stuff. But for now we can keep it turned off. So default tax rate will be exclusive of or inclusive of tracks. The reason we do inclusive most of the time is because when we're pulling data from the bank, say your credit card, for example, most of those data they got the HST included. So it's easier instead of selecting it every time. If you select the default here, it saves some time. So tax firm for us is sole proprietorship. If you have a company, you can select a company. Account number, usually it's good to turn it on. Usually accountants prefer the account numbers. Some businesses may not, but it depends on your preferences. Discount account, markup income account. Most of these guys you don't need it. Classes, locations. I'm gonna turn it off. If you need it, you can turn it on. Automation is a good thing to save time most of the time. Just be careful. Like sometimes automation can be a pain. It will do if your business especially has stuff that's irregular. So it's if a different thing, a different time, right? Not the same thing repeating itself. Automation can actually give out wrong results. Multi-currency is on. You can add currencies here. We're just going to delete all the other currencies. Oh, you cannot delete it. Okay, so yeah, one thing, if you have used a currency in a transaction, you cannot delete it. So this default company already has some transactions posted in the other currencies, so you cannot delete it. That's fine. Format, you can change it if you want to. We're gonna keep it as it is. Warn if duplicate journal number is used. Yes. Bill number already been used. Yes. Sign me out if inactive for 1 hour. So that is the basics of accounts and settings. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.